Inspirational Learning, a place where you can come to and learn how to. How to in business, formats, science, math, financial, tech, and more. Let Inspirational Learning teach you.
Hello, welcome back to Inspirational Learning. Today we'll be covering the topic of exponents. What are exponents? Exponents are just a superscript of an integer that helps multiply those numbers to figure out a solution. So, for example, let's take the number 3. The number 3 with an exponent of 2 represents this number of 3 multiplied by itself 2 times. So let's go ahead and write that out. It'll look like this: 3 times 3. Since we have an exponent of 2, it has a repetition of 3 multiplied by 3. 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, therefore 3 to the second power is 9. So anytime you have an exponent of any given number, it is that number multiplied by itself, however many times the exponent is indicated. Well, if you wonder, well, what will be the solution if I have an exponent of 0? So the rule for that is going to be any number. So I'm just going to put any number with the variable n, just to represent any number that has an exponent of 0 is going to equal 1. So that's any number or integer that has an exponent of 0 has a solution of 1. So if we were even put, what is 1,000 to the 0 power? What is 1,000 to the 0 power? Well, we'll just remember our rule. Any number with an exponent of 0 has a solution of 1, including a large number as 1,000. So 1,000 solution will just be 1. 1,000 to the 0 power has a solution of 1. Now let's transition into placing an exponent equation here, and we're going to utilize 5 to the second power plus 4 to the first power. Now we remember any number that's multiplied by itself according to the number of exponents that's at the top. So therefore I have 5 times 5 plus 4, just 4 multiplied by itself is just simply 4. Okay, so 5 times 5 is going to equal 25 plus 4, and our solution will be 29. Now, one would ask themselves, we know we utilize parentheses. So if we utilize a parenthesis and we have an equation that has a number such as 5 to the second power, and an exponent was outside of this parenthesis, such as another 2, well, you'll ask yourself, how do I solve that equation? How would I solve that equation of 5 to the second power in parentheses and it has another exponent outside? Well, the way you would combine these two. The way we combine it is through multiplication. So our solution will then be 5 to the fourth power. 5 to the 4th power because we know that 2 times 2 is 4. Therefore, our new exponent is 5 to the 4th power. 5 to the 4th power. So let's take a smaller number just for this particular example. If we have 2 to the 2nd with another exponent on the outside, we know that these two multiply by one another is going to be 2 to the 4th. And then anytime you have this, if we had to simplify it further, we'll just make it 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 2 is 16. So our solution will be 16. Now, we can do the same for the 5 if the problem calls for that. If it says simplify it further, we'll do 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, which we know we have a little bit of math to do, right? Because we're working with a larger number. So we can do 5 times 5, which is 25, times 5 more, which is 125, and then 125 times 5, which we can do right over here, but our solution is going to be 625. So just to show you, 5 times 5 is 5, carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2. Carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5, and that'll be a 6. It'll be 625. Now, another type of exponent is, what do you do when you have a number with an exponent, and instead of it being in parentheses, it is multiplied by the same number with another exponent? I'm going to show you an example. Let's take 2 to the 3rd power multiplied times 2 to the 2nd power. Now, instead of immediately writing this out, we could combine these two numbers. We know that they both multiply by the number 2. And when they both multiply by the number 2, they have different exponents. Well, what we can do, we can combine those two numbers. And that can be rewritten as 2 to the 5th power, because we are adding these two exponents together. So when you add the exponent of 3 and add the exponent 2, we end up with the exponent 5. So it is rewritten as 2 to the 5th power. And if you have to simplify it further, you can simply do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, so I have 5 total 2's here. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And 16 times 2 is 32. 32 is our solution. 32 is our solution. And that concludes our lesson on exponents for today. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you back next lesson. Thank you for learning with us at Inspirational Learning. If you enjoyed this lesson and found it helpful, please feel free to like and subscribe to our channel.